brands like Tesla are exciting because as consumers, we see them everywhere through their beautifully designed cars and brand coverage. They invest considerable resources in the pursuit of beauty and design of their products. So how do they approach their PowerPoint? Well, we went back and looked at their 2014 shareholder presentation deck to find out. The first impressions are that for such an important event, the deck itself is pretty bland and jumbled. For what was at the time a $25 billion company looking to change the world, it certainly doesn't feel that way, does it? The deck is full of a list of Arial bullet points and high school level formatting. It lacks consistency in the design style, and for a company that prides itself on its engineering prowess and attention to detail, it's making the rookie PowerPoint mistake of using a stretched out, pixelated image to fill the screen. Now, when it comes to content, Tesla are doing what most business presentations do. They use the slides as containers for content. This happens when you're short on time and you skip planning content and start organizing your thoughts by writing a slide heading and throwing in content with bullet points to fill up the space with little regard to the relationship to the content or the context they're spoken to. This creates a weird, unusual bullet point sentence structure of content. And when it comes to delivery, it really pulls everything down. Elon is an incredibly smart and successful engineer who's created grand visions for sustainable transport, space travel, payments, and even flamethrowers. But when it comes to the task of standing on stage and presenting to a deck, well, it's not his strongest point.
Blah, blah, blah. Something.
He doesn't have much time and he obviously hasn't spent that rehearsing. You can see in the clip as he reads off the screen and the way that this use of slides interferes with the flow of his delivery. It's all a bit painful and only really picks up at the end when Elon gets to go off script and answers questions from the crowd. That's when you see his mojo pick up, as he prefers this way of conversational presenting and thinking on his feet. Overall, the presentation feels rushed. When it comes to the design, I think the biggest fault is that it isn't congruent with the aspiration and positioning of the company. They're saying it, but they're not showing it. The 2014 to 19 period was enormous for Tesla. They released the Model X and Model S, opened up Gigafactories 1 and 2 in the States, and announced Gigafactory 3 in China. The ever volatile stock price was up over 60%. So when it came to present at the 2019 shareholder meeting, what did they do differently with their deck? Well, the answer is everything. The 2019 design style and theme breathes confidence, achievement, and a sense of purpose. It's the real maturing of Tesla. The branding's evolved from a red and grey to a new sleek black and grey look. Gone is the vanilla Arial bold font, and it's been replaced by Gotham. They've also introduced very simple typography and some straightforward yet effective data visualization. Tesla's moved from using the slides as containers to a really simple and effective use of key statements on a slide, accompanied by stunning, high-quality action shots of the latest model cars. Now, what comes across here are two things. The first is clarity. It comes across that they're very clear, and it's beautiful that Tesla know what they're looking to say. Now, Elon still reads off the screen, but as the tone and style of content have changed, this time the deck is keeping him on track to short, bold, achievement-orientated statements, rather than wading through the jumbled logic of bullet points. It's now supporting his delivery. With so much happening in the business, they could have filled the screens with content, but they didn't. They did the hard work to give focus and give clarity. Now, this work wouldn't have happened in PowerPoint first. It would have been offline in discussions and dialogues to narrow down the key messaging. Now, that's shown in the words and statements that they've chosen to use. But what they've done is to choose a design and typographic treatment that powerfully brings these messages to life and communicates the tone of what they're saying. When this clarity of content and a great design style come together, it creates a beautiful impact. It's crisp, it's clean, and a broadcast confidence. What changed in 2019 is the way that Tesla chose to present themselves to the world. They aren't just saying that they're the best in class, they've taken the effort to show it. How much of a difference did the design make to the presentation? Well, let's run a short experiment and you can decide for yourself. What happens if we took the 2014 content and recreated it in the 2019 style? Would the change in design influence the way that you felt about what Tesla was trying to communicate? Well, our team did that. They redesigned some of the key slides, and let's have a look to find out. the design style that you choose in your presentations makes a huge difference. So what happens if we go into reverse, if we transfer the 2019 content to the 2014 design style? Would it make a difference? Let's have a look. It's obvious that the theme and design style is making an enormous difference. So what do we learn from Tesla that you can use in your next presentation? When there's a lot going on, concentrate on the top ideas and messages and use simple typography with great fonts. The style that you choose to use tells the world how to feel about what you're saying. Let that style of design communicate where you are. Invest the time to make what you're saying congruent with what you're showing. Do this right, and like Elon, you don't have to have the stage presence of Tony Robbins to be effective. It takes some of the pressure off the presenter and allows them to be a more authentic version of themselves and ultimately more successful. If there's a company whose presentations you'd like us to review, please let us know.